Hey everybody, it's Chris with Expat Theory. It's time for a little update, so hang on and we'll get right into it. Alright guys, I've tried a couple of times to get this video going. It's just issues and problems on my end, technical problems. Anybody who's on a YouTube channel will know. You try one setup and another and just everything doesn't work. So anyway, alright, I know there's only a couple of y'all actually watching my videos. Yeah, and I appreciate y'all being here. I'm still going to do these videos because I'm kind of doing them, to keep track of stuff, what's happening. And with stuff that's going on right now, I feel like I got to talk about it. This whole economy thing being down is really causing problems um, in a couple of different ways. First off, you know, just recently Target and Walmart both came out with their sales numbers, and they weren't great. So, of course, Walmart and Target and Dollar General and a bunch of other retailers, they're cutting back because their sales ain't great. So that means they're not shipping as much, which means it affects drivers like me. It's not as many loads to be taking. So it's cut into my paycheck because I'm not being able to deliver loads on a consistent basis all the time. And give me just a second here. My apologies, but I got to keep this truck going today. I got to get it cool in here. But, yeah, so they cut back quite a bit on our loads. And I'm struggling trying to get a load all the time. And it's cutting into my paycheck, So I'm not able to hit my targets for the year financially because I'm not getting, the paychecks that I had planned. And then the other thing is my dumb luck. It's just the way it works for me, folks. My family kind of has this. They jokingly call it the Cox curse. It like runs in the blood, and I get it doubly because jokingly my mother's maiden name was Murphy, so Murphy's law applies to everything. Whatever bad can go wrong or happen will, yeah. So in March, I took all this money out of my savings and dumped it into an IRA, which is stock market, and I opened up a portfolio on the stock market. And I was catching it at a good time because it was kind of down at that time. So I got in some good positions and things like that. And I was like, yeah, all right, it's good. 2 months later, the bomb falls out and everything tanks. I'm like, son of a gun. So I'm down quite a bit of money. I don't feel good. I know the stock market and all that is investing is a waiting game. I have to wait for things to come back up. But it's frustrating. I'm down quite a bit. I mean, I'm talking 10 to 12% in my investments over 40,000. So that's a good chunk of money out of my pocket. They need to give it back. The market needs to come back. It will. I'm confident it will, but actually a little frustrated. If I could have waited 2 more months and before getting into it, I could have caught it now. Oh man, I could have made a killing. Everything's on sale right now. But with everything that's going on, one of the things that really kind of bugs me is it's like the government's doing this on purpose, and I don't get it. For the life of me, I can't wrap my head around it. I can't understand why they would purposely tank everything I mean, that's like the kiss of death come to the next election. I mean, all you got to do is go to the voters and say, hey, how has your life improved over the last 4 years? And they're going to go, it hasn't. It's gotten worse. There you go. You voted for the wrong party. By the way, both parties suck and both parties are the wrong party. But it's almost, you got to go with the lesser of the two evils. And sad to say, you know, I've got experience with my family with Alzheimer's and dementia. This president is not there. He's not running anything. He's not calling the shots on anything. Lights are on, but nobody's home. So the people behind him are the ones pulling all the strings and making all the decisions. And even the Democrat Party doesn't want to deal with that because they know they put Kamala in there because of the color of her skin, not because of her qualifications. She has a horrible record. She is not a good person. She is not a good politician. She would not make a good president. So they won't remove Biden because that's jumping out of the frying pan right into the fire. So they're going to ride it out till the next election. And more than likely, we're going to get another Republican, you know. And it'll be okay this time because the orange man's gone. You know, the orange man's bad, and you won't get any more mean tweets and shit. So, you know. But Republicans, hopefully, they will win. They have to. I mean, the government's bought a bunch of votes by giving them out free COVID money, and every time they get these people on government assistance, basically they've sold themselves for their vote. Because, you know, you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you, so you're going to keep voting Democrat. They've bought a bunch of them, but I think even a lot of them are going to see how bad things are, and they're going to go, no, jump to the other side. So I think it's going to flip to the other way, but what have the Republicans done? They haven't done shit. They haven't accomplished anything. So hopefully, though, they'll turn the economic situation around because they are. That is one thing about the Republicans. They like their money. So they like to keep a good, healthy economy. Hopefully, they can straighten that back out, get things going in the right direction again. Another little topic I found out more about, I've done a little more research into. The scare factor. They have scared the crap out of Americans, talking about how Social Security is going to fail. They've used it as like a poker chip. You know, it's one of those third rail topics, you know, that will kill your political career and all this. It's a simple number of let me try this in English. It's a simple matter of math. It's numbers. You have X amount of dollars in Social Security. It's running on a surplus. It's okay for the next 12 years. Sometime between now and those 12 years, they have to pass a tax increase to put more money into Social Security. Because people are living longer, people are collecting more, and the payments are higher. So the money that's in there is getting taken out at a higher rate. They have to increase the amount of money that's going in there. I mean, you can gut the federal government's budget and put a bunch of money in there, but that's a short-term fix. The only long-term fix is to increase Social Security tax. But because it's turned into this big political poker chip that they can throw around and scare people with, they're not doing it. And anybody that raises taxes, oh my gosh, that's the end of the world, that raise taxes. So, it ends your political career. It's a simple thing, people. It's got to be done. There's no choice. It's math. I know math is hard for a lot of people, but guess what? It's math. It's fact. It's like science. There it is. Got to deal with it. So somebody's going to have to pass a tax increase. And when they do, all this problem and all this scare and fear and all this stuff about Social Security goes away because it'll be fixed until the next point where we run into the same problem with the math. So, yeah. And this is frustrating for me personally because, I'm counting on my Social Security as part of my plan for my retirement. I need that money. I can't pull off my future without it. I can't make enough doing this job for 10 years to make up for a lifetime of not putting money back for retirement. Yeah, that's me. I screwed up. I know. That's completely on me. I didn't think about the future. I didn't think about trying to build a retirement. To be honest with you, I was busy trying to survive. And that's one of the mistakes I've made in my life. I didn't plan for the future. So I can't do it with just what I'm making now. I can't work hard for 10 years to salvage not saving for a lifetime. This doesn't work that way. Again, it's math. Who knew? Such a terrible thing. So they need to fix it. Somewhere along the lines, somebody's going to have to stand up and say, okay, we've got to pass a tax increase. They'll tax everything else. They'll take all kinds of money and put it into all kinds of other stupid things. They'll give pallets of cash away to other countries, but they won't take the time to fix our Social Security because it's a good fear tactic. It's a good scare factor. They get to use it as a political tool. That's why they're not doing it. That's how bad our government really is. They suck horribly. Personally, I'd like for us to start over, but there's so many crazy people out here. Holy crap. We tried to do a start over or a restart. It'd be scary. There's so many weird people on both sides, left and right. There's some of these scary militia types. They're way out right-wing weirdos. We always hear about the weirdo left wing, wearing the vagina hats and, marching in the streets. But there's some scary dudes on the right side too. It seems like the middle is barren. Everybody's been pushed one way or the other, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to divide us. They're trying to screw us up. They're trying to destroy us from within. So that's how they do it. They push you one way or the other. Can't be in the middle anymore. That's worse than being on the extreme ends, to be in the middle. So, and what's crazy is they're even doing it through our social media stuff. I didn't realize this until recently. I always thought these bots that they have out there on the social media was for advertising purposes, to jack up numbers and to promote, channels and things and people that they wanted to promote. Now I'm finding out, no, there's a more nefarious reason to this. The more wacky, weird you are, and the more bots you get, it supports your weirdness and your craziness. So you think that you're doing great and you're in the majority and you have all these people who like you and follow you and, they believe in what you believe. And truth is that, you might have 10,000 followers on your IG. Only 100 of them are actually real people. All the rest are bots and fake accounts that are telling you you're doing great when you're doing weird, wild, wacky shit. You might get 50 comments from the real people that are going, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? And you'll ignore those because you have, all these thousands of other likes and follows and thumbs up and all this from the bots. They're actually affecting people's way of thinking. and supporting division and problems here in our country. And most of these bots obviously are not from here. They're global. So the people that want to destroy us, they've figured out a way to continue to drive us apart and drive all this weird stuff and all these fringe attitudes and behaviors. They're using social media as a tool, and nobody's catching that. Nobody's getting it. They don't get it that this is a kind of a setup. Most of the normal people, they're using social media, to keep in contact with those few family and friends. They're not using it for all this personal validation. But there are so many people in this country, especially here, that are seeking that validation, that connection, because they don't have it in their personal lives. They're secluded in their personal lives. They may have a handful of people that they even talk to ever, and one or two friends. They're pretty much secluded from the whole world. So their contact with the world is through their social media. And now we're finding out that that's a corrupt situation. Screwed up. I'm doing this YouTube stuff. Obviously I'm way too small. I don't have any kind of ads or bots or any of that kind of crap going on my account, which I'm glad. But if it does continue to be like an issue or something, if I find out anything's attached to my social media or being my YouTube channel or my Facebook, I'll shut it down, because I can record stuff and save it on a hard drive. I don't have to put it out here. So, I would hate to do that, but I can't go along with that. It's nuts. So anyway, there's what's going on. That's what's happening. There's my thoughts for what's happening as of today, May of 2022. I got to get myself up and moving and get ready. I have a load today, so I will be driving today. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you got some insight out of it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.